Welcome to a tutorial for creating questions for an exam with the NetSupport School Test Designer. First of all, click on Start button, then select All Programs, then select NetSupport School and click on NetSupport School Test Designer. When it's the first time for you to log in, you will log in with the user admin and as a password use admin2, ADMIN. Then click OK. Good. This is the graphic interface. Here we have the menu bar. Here we have the main toolbar. This is the question interface, and this is the exam interface. Before starting creating questions, it is recommendable to create a new user account. To do that, click on Users, this icon here, and look that we have only the admin user, the one that we used to log in before. And to create a new user, click here on Add. In this part, type the full name user, for example, and here type the username, something like this. Then type the password and retype the password. Now we have this option here called admin rights. If you select this option, you will be giving this user rights for creating, editing, and deleting questions and exams. So it's okay, and then click in OK. Now look that here we have a little key next to the username, and that represents that these two users are administrators. Let's add another user. Something like this. And as a name, let's write a login name and a password. Now, this user won't have admin rights, so do not select this option, then click OK. Now notice that we have here our admin user and a normal user. Okay, so the normal user only have a lock here. And well, normal users are only able to create questions, and that's it. So click on Close. Now let's try our new account. So you may click on Logout here and then type the username for your user and your password. Then click OK. So now we have just logged in with our new user. Now we're going to create questions for an English exam as an example. To create the first question, click here in the questions interface and then click here, create new question. Let's select the multiple option question and then click on create. Here we have to type the question. The question will be to ask the student choose the past participle of the verb speak. Now here you have to write the correct option. In this case is spoken, and then you have to write fake answers like spoken, spoke, and pick it, something like this. Then click on next. Now in this step you have to add a question resource. You can select an image, an audio, or a video, but we will add them later in a different question. So now, for now, click on next, and then you have to place this new question in a topic. We have the common topics that are created by default with the program: general, geography, history, literature, and science. And let's create a new topic. So click here, create topic. Let's call it English. English. And then click on OK. Now that we have the new topic, we have to create a new subject. Click here on create subject, and this subject will be verbs. Then we click here, OK, and notice that you cannot finish this process until you select the subject and complete this information. This is the title for our question, and let's leave it like this. Then this here you have the author for this question and the level. So now click, you can choose from easy, medium, and hard. Let's choose easy. In here in notes you can type notes, not for the students but for other users that can check or can review the questions. And we can type something like, this question is from the unit 2, from page, I don't know, 20, from the book English Basics, something like this. Then you click on finished, and we can click here, close, and let's check. Now if you notice that your user is not here but the question is, for example, like this one, you can log out and log in again. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to type the correct name and the password. Now check that the program may have a bug or something because it didn't update correctly once I finished creating the first question. Now we have it, we have our user here, the new topic that we have just created, and the subject. And here's the question, multiple option question. So the student will see the question like this preview that we have here. So this is the question, past participle of the verb speak. So the student need to choose from these 4 questions. Okay, so this is how to create a multiple option question. Now let's create a second question for our exam. Remember, click on create new question, and now is the time for drag and drop text. Okay, so we click here, click on create, and good. Now here you have to type instructions for the student. For example, you can write something like drag and drop the correct verb to the sentences, something like this. Okay, now we have 4 sentences or 4 phrases that you can type. For example, eating fruit is healthy for you. The second sentence would be, I like to listen to music. Third sentence, she plays soccer. And finally, he's swimming in the pool. Good. Now, what do you want the student to drag and drop? You have to double click or select the verb that you want to be drag and drop it, and you have to click on this button that it says adjust response. Okay, now once you have clicked here, it's highlighted and in bold. You have to do the same with the rest of your sentences. So select the word that you want to be drag and dropped and click on just answer and do the same with the rest. There you go. Now check that you cannot click on next until you have finished. When you finished, now you can click on next. Step 2, one more time. Question resources. We don't have any question resource for this question, so we may skip this part. And then where are we going to place this new question? Okay, so this question is about verbs. It's okay if we place it here. We have drag and drop the correct verb to the sentences. It's let's put here medium, and you may type some notes, but that's okay. Then click on finish. Good. So you can click here and close. And here we have our new question. Drag and drop the correct verb in the sentences. So the student will see the question like this preview, and he may drag and drop the word to the correct sentence. Okay, so he will do something like this, drag and drop. So these words are the ones that we highlight and we adjust. So you can not only adjust a single word, but also you can adjust multiple words or maybe a complete sentence. So you can use this kind of question to use it as in different ways. Good. Now it's the turn for the next question. Let's create a new question. But now we're going to create a question about dragging and dropping an image. So select drag and drop image and click on create. And here, what are the instructions for the student? Let's type something like drag and drop the correct image to each vocabulary, like this. Okay, now we have 4 options, and let's write, for example, cat, dog, horse, and a fish. Good. Now we have to add the images here corresponding to each word, and you may click on examine here, and this is the image database. These images that we have here, that you can click here on preview to see what's the image about. These images are by default, so they were installed with the software. They are examples. You can add your own images clicking on this button here that we have, import, and then here we go. And then I have prepared some images for this question before, so you may do that too. And I have here in pictures a folder called resources, and here are my images that I'm going to use with this question. So I have a cat here. Now let's click on open, and you can click here in preview to see the image. That's cool, that's okay, and you click here close, and now click on save. Now the image has been added to your database, so you have to look for it. Here is the cat, and then you click on use. Now check that I have the cat here corresponding to the correct word, cat. Now let's add the picture for the dog. Click on examine, import, click on the image, click open, save, click on the picture and choose use. Now we have the little dog here. Now the term for the horse, one more time, examine, import, select the image, open, save, select the picture, horse, and use. Now the last one, the fish, examine, import, fish, open, save, select the image, and use. Here we go. Now once you have complete adding the images corresponding to each word, click on next, and one more time we have the question resources. We won't use question resources for this question. Then click on next, and where we want to place your new question, let's put it on English, but let's create a new subject here called vocabulary. Okay, or you may type animals or something like this. Click on OK, select the new subject, type a title for your question, select the level. This will be an easy level, and no notes, and click on finish. And let's click on close. So let's see, here we have vocabulary or new question about dragging and dropping the images. So the student will see this question like this. He will be able to drag and drop the image to each word. Like I'm just doing it, and this is a question for drag and drop images. Okay, let's continue with the next question. For the next question, I'm going to use an image that I have on my pictures. I have it here. I'm going to use this image to make a question about prepositions. So I'm going to write questions like, for example, the cat is to the couch. No, it's next to the couch. So the student will select the correct preposition depending the image. So this is the image that I'm going to use, and let's create a new question. So let's click here, create new question, and the next question will be a combo list. A combo list is a little box that has multiple options, and the student need to choose one, or the correct one in this case. So click on create. Good. So what are the options? The instructions. I'm sorry. You can type like, look at the picture and select the correct preposition to complete each sentence, like this. And parentheses we can type like use the image to remind the student that he needs to use the image. Now here we can type something like the clock is the wall. So I don't know if you noticed, but on the picture we have a clock on the wall. So what's the correct answer? On. Then the next sentence will be the cat is the couch. Something like this. Where's the cat? Next to. Good. Now the next one, you can type something like the book is where's the book? I don't remember. Let's see, where's the book? Pictures, sources. The book is on the table, but is next to the lamp. So let's type another example. For example, the lamp is between the book and the vase. So here, let's change this. The lamp is the book and the vase. So the correct preposition is between. Now the last one, the ball is the table, under the table. So we can see that the ball is under the table, the cat is next to the couch, and the clock is on the wall, and the lamp is between the book and the vase. Good. Now you may type some fake answers, like for example below and above, something like this. Then you click on next, and now here we will use a question resource. Now it's time to use a question resource. We will use an image. So here we have the image, then we will click on examine here, and because we don't have the image here on the database, we need to import it. Clicking on this button, import, then we have here the image, and then click on open, save, look for the image here, prepositions, then click on use. Now this option we will leave it blank, we will use it in a different question. For now, let's click on next, and then let's select a subject for this question, and we have verbs, vocabulary. Let's create another one called prepositions. Let's click on OK. Let's select the new subject. Remember the title, the level. This level will be easy. Some notes, and click on finish. Very good. Now click on close, and let's look for our new question that is here, prepositions. And this is the question. Look at the picture and select the correct prepositions to complete each sentence. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a mistake here. You can correct by editing the question here. You have to right click on the question and then select edit, and you can correct this part, each sentence. Good. And then you click on OK. Very good. So look at the picture and select the correct preposition to complete each sentence. Use the image, so the student will need to click here to see the image, and then he will be able to answer, right? So for example, the lamp is and he needs to select the verb, well, the correct preposition from the list. Now notice that the prepositions are not in the order that they were written, so it's like random. So that will be good, because if you apply this exam to a different students, the options will be in a different order, so that's good. So the student will choose the correct preposition per each sentence, right? Very good. So he will be able to choose the prepositions twice. All right. So this is the preview for the drag and drop. I'm sorry, for the combo list. So now let's get here on close. Now let's create a new question. Now it's the turn for labeling images. So click here and click on create. Now the question or the instructions will be, let's see, label the items in the picture with the correct name. Good. So what are we going to be our labels? I'm going to use this image one more time, so the student can label the items that are here, and I can choose, for example, the vase, the couch, the carpet, and the chair. So see, carpet, sorry, couch, the vase, and the chair. Now which is going to be my image? Click on examine. Now click on import. No, we have already that image here, so we don't have to import it anymore. So we just need to select it and then click on use. Then click on next, and here we have the image. Now you have to select the position and the size for your image, something like this. So if you click on next, you will have the area you selected. Now for example, if you need only this part of the image, you can select only this part, and then that part is that you are going to use for your question. But this exercise needs the complete image like this. Good. Then once you have the image here, you have the labels over here. So you need to place them something like this: carpet, the couch, the vase, and the chair. Alright, and you can choose a different color for your lines. You can select a yellow, white, green, etc. I will choose the red one, which is I like the most. And you can choose different kind of arrow. For example, this one is rounded. You can choose from these different kinds, from the smallest to the biggest, or you may choose pin mode, but this pin mode you have to put the pin something like this, the label, so the student can answer the image, something like this. Okay, but I prefer the rounded, this one. So I will place them again where they were supposed to be. Something like this: the couch, carpet, and the chair. Here we go. Good, and you are able to choose the background. So you can choose a white color, a gray color, etc. So I prefer the white one here. Then when you're ready, you click on next. In here we don't have a question resource, so we may skip this part. Click on next, and let's place our question in a subject. So this is about labeling. This is vocabulary, so we can place a question here, vocabulary, and this is a easy one. So let's click on finish, and that's it. Click on close, and let's check our question. So this one, label the items in the picture with the correct name. So the student will see the question like this, and he needs to put or label the correct name for each picture. So for example, this is a chair, this is the couch, the carpet, and the base. As you can see, this kind of question is very useful for vocabulary or labeling things. Now let's create the next question. Let's click here, create the question. Now it's the turn for a true or false question. Click on it and click on create. Very good. Now for this question, I'm thinking about showing a video to the student and ask a question, and he needs to answer if it's true or false. For example, I can write here, after watching the video, answer true or false. Here we go. Now what's the instruction or the question? Let's type, is the airplane flying? Why did I choose this question? Because the video is about an airplane that is flying, so the correct answer is true. So then click next, and for this question I will need a question resource and I will need a video. So let's click on examine, and here we have the video. Now this video, it was already here because it's an example from the NetSupport School program, so I didn't add it, but you can import your own video. Let's see the preview of this video. Here is, we have an airplane flying, of course. So the student will watch this video and then he will answer. Good. So you select the video and then click on use. Now for this question, it is recommendable to use the observation mode. The observation mode will let the student answer the question before watching or listening the question resource. In this case, we have a video, so the video will be shown at the beginning before the student can answer the question. So he won't be able to watch the video again once he has watched it. Alright, so for now let's click on next and let's play our question in we can create a subject about videos, something like this. Let's place it here, videos. It will be, I don't know, maybe medium, and then click on finish. Good. Now let's click on close. So the student, where is the videos? Here is the videos. This, after watching the video, answer true or false. So the resource will be shown to the student like this. So the student, once he finished watching the video, he will close, and then he will be able to answer true or false. Good. Let's continue with the next question. Now it's the time for a multiple true or false question. Then let's click here and then click on create. Good. Now for this question I'm going to use a question resource, and it's going to be an audio, an MP3, in order that the student can listen a conversation or a speech or something and answer the questions. So I can write something like, after listening, well, we can type select true or false for each sentences. After listening the audio. Okay, something like this. Very good. So once you have finished writing the questions, you have to select the correct option. This question is true, this one is also true, this one is false, and this one is false. So these are the correct answers. Then you click on next, and we are going to use a sound resource. So let's click on examine here. We have an audio here, but we can use another one. Import, and here is my audio. You have to look for your audio on the folder that you have it. So I have this one. Then you click on open. Here you have an error. It says that you cannot find the specified file, but let's try it again. Save. That's good. Very good. Now let's click on the track here, use, and this question will use the observation mode too. So the student will first listen to the audio, and then he will be able to answer the questions. He won't be able to listen to the audio again if I activate this option. If I don't activate this option, the student can listen to the audio as many times as he or she wants. Okay, so but I'm going to make this question a little bit harder, selecting the observation mode. Then I will click next, English, and I can make a different subject here called listenings, something like this, listenings. On okay, you select your subject. The level will be a little bit a hard level. They need to pay a lot of attention before answering the question. Now no notes, then I click on finish, close. Very good. So the student will see something like this. This is the question, and he after listening to the audio, the student needs to choose the correct option. Let's preview the audio.
Page 26. Exercise 1. Reading. Read about how people go to work and school.
I'm Kim Lee. I'm an engineer. I'm lucky. I can walk to work. My office is around the corner from my home.
I'm Jenny Beck. I'm a writer from New York. I go to work by subway. I take the subway home, too.
I'm a doctor. My name is Jasper White. I go to work by train, and I go home by car with my colleague, Dr. Randall Marshall. He's a neighbor down the street from my home.
I'm Katie Simpson, and this is my teacher, Ms. Clark. I'm a student. My school is right next to my home. I walk to school with my friends. We walk home together, too.
I'm Hillary Clark. I'm Katie's teacher, but my home is not next to our school. Can I walk to school? Definitely not. I take the bus to school, and I go home by train.
Alright, so that was the audio, and the student needs to answer if it's true or false. Now let's create the next question. And the last one, ordering elements or items. So let's click here, let's click on create, and what's the question? The question is, order the planets order the planets after watching the image. Okay, and I'm going to put an image where is the solar system, and with the planets, and the student will watch, because I'm going to use the observation mode. The student will watch the image and then he will be able to answer. Here you have to write the correct order. In this case, I will put Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Good. Then you click on next. And then, because I said I'm going to use the observation mode, and I'm going to use an image, so let's click on examine, and I have 3 different pictures here about the solar system. I have this one, I have this another one, and finally I have this one. So I will use this one. The student will watch this image here, and once he closes the image, he will be able to answer the question. So let's use it. And remember, this is because I'm using the observation mode. If I deselect this, the student will be able to watch the image as many times as he wants. So let's click on next. Let's place this question in vocabulary. It's easy one. Then click on finish, and that's all. We have finished creating the 8 types of questions for the NetSupport School Test Designer. So let's click here on close, and here is vocabulary, order planets after watching the image. So here we have the planets in disorder. So the student will watch the image like this, and when he closes it, he will be able to order the image. For example, it was first Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That's it. So because we have here repeated the topic. There's something wrong with the program. You can log out and then log in again, and the program will update your questions and they will be in the correct order. So now we have here our questions by subject and by author. You can, with this button, you can change the view for your questions and you can order them by level. Here are the easy ones, English, medium ones, and the hardest ones. Okay, here we have the questions. You can order your questions by subject. Okay, so here is English, general, geography. You can order questions by type of question, and here we have the 8 different type of questions: drag and drop text, drag and drop images, labeling images, combo list, multiple options, ordering items, true or false, and multiple true or false. Well, that was pretty much everything that you need to know about creating questions for an exam. Basically, an exam is just a collection of questions, so the hardest work here is creating the questions. Thank you very much for watching this video, and see you in the next tutorial.